All right, guys, welcome to episode number 2 of the Goat Talk podcast by Albert Owusu, yours truly. And I'm super grateful for the love and all the support I received from yesterday as I actually released the first episode. To every person that actually took time to listen to the first episode, you guys are making history right here with me, and I'm super grateful. Today is episode number 2. I'm really enjoying this process of having to have my own podcast and trying to solve or give people content that really talks about greatness, right? Celebrating heroes, trying to break down their character, mindsets, and even some of the stories that really makes them the top of their game. So today we're really going to delve into one of the guys that I think is the greatest athlete of all time. You might want to argue with your keypads, not to me. But I think Michael Jordan is really the greatest athlete of all time. Now, why do I say this? In 2020, during the height of the COVID pandemic, we received info that Michael Jordan was about to release a 10-part documentary called The Last Dance that was going to share, his background and the background of some of his teammates that made them the greatest basketball team of all time, arguably. So I was like, okay, I really, roll with Michael Jordan and his mindset and his content and the type of stuff he does. So I'm like, let me just take time and really watch this documentary. And I must say, it was one of the most amazing documentaries I've ever come across. And you should check it out. I think it's on Netflix. It's called The Last Dance. And it really broke down the character Michael Jordan. Now, from the time I was a child, we used to hear that Michael Jordan could fly. Michael Jordan actually broke a record by being in the sky or being in the air for, I think, 10 seconds. And I don't know who was telling us that lie, but I kind of believed them when they said that. But then, growing up, I noticed that his legacy was more than just a dunk, but his legacy was really and truly challenging what people said could be done, and he really trying to make sure that he does it and does it to the next level. Now, in the 80s, Michael Jordan really was a young gentleman who had come out of college, trying to really change the dynamics of his profession or his game as a basketball player. So when he actually came into the NBA, what happened was there's a lot of offers for him to actually join different NBA teams, but then eventually he was drafted into the Chicago Bulls. And then when he found himself in the Chicago Bulls, what happened was Chicago Bulls was not really a very dominant team in the NBA, right? They were not really standing out like you would really expect. Guys, forgive me. I think that there's some noise in the background. We'll figure it out as we go along, right? But back to what I was saying, Michael Jordan really wasn't in a team that you could say that they had it all figured out. He came in as a young man having no credibility in terms of the game and really coming to change or raise the standards of the game in Chicago. Because of Michael Jordan, because of the standards he came in with, his training, his workouts, his mindset around the sports, his professionalism, it got to a point the entire team that he came to meet had to level up and meet him at his standard. And when that happened, what happened eventually was he started attracting better talent into the team. They were able to win better games. He started making his mark in the league, and eventually he was able to transcend from just a skinny, average basketball player for North Carolina and coming in to really become the greatest of all time. Now, some people might say, okay, basketball is a team sport, so it really limits somebody's individuality or how they can really exhibit how great they can be as an athlete. But I actually beg to differ, because in different games like maybe golf and other single individual sports, I think just my take, I think you actually can work with yourself to really achieve the goals, great. But then when it comes to team sports, it's not just about you. You can be so good, but if your team is not really trying to level up, you're in big trouble. And for that matter, I think Michael Jordan being able to come into an organization and raising the standard and causing the entire organization to level up to his standard makes him a GOAT to me, right? Because he was not just able to solve the problem of his own game or his own skill as an NBA player, but he was then able to really push his team to also become great. And with that, I always say that if you're going to be great, you might as well make other people great. And with that, I feel like that makes him a very accomplished sports person. And I mean, the numbers don't lie. You can check the scoreboard. Michael Jordan really has the numbers to prove for what he has done. Now we see LeBron James, who is another fantastic gentleman, also really up for the debate of the greatest of all time in terms of the basketball space. But I think culturally, Michael Jordan's impact on the culture of the game, expansion of the NBA as a franchise around the world, it was really a time that, it really was crazy because he had no social media. He did it really analog style, right? And that makes me think that, no, this guy really had, something to really prove, and he really did that. Now we look at people also with the whole argument that Michael Jordan was an asshole. Now, think about it. In the quest to become a great person or really change the narrative or the standard of what people tend to think is normal, anybody who comes to push people beyond a certain level of what they think is supposed to be the highest point is seen to be very weird, and that makes him the villain. So in the same situation, Michael Jordan was considered a villain because he really went beyond what is considered normal for his teammates and even for the league. And for that matter, he's going to be, be put in the category of, he's a bad guy. He doesn't love his team. He doesn't think, he's not emotionally connected to his team. And I get it. I mean, we want him to do that, but he cannot do it all. But I believe that he got the work done. And once he got the work done, to help with what you think about him, right? So I think Michael Jordan really, symbolizes or gives the symbol of what greatness really exhibits, because he's the reason why we say somebody is the Michael Jordan of. So, for example, somebody could be an author. He's the Michael Jordan of, book writing. He's the Michael Jordan of singing. He's the Michael Jordan of whatever industry you can think of. He is the Michael Jordan of. And for that, I think he's the GOAT of our time. So for myself and to anybody who's listening to this, I think you need to take some time, watch the documentary called Last Dance. And yeah, I mean, as we go along, we'll delve in much more into the story of Michael Jordan and other great guys. So yes, it's the plaque, it's a part of this whole conversation that we need to have about what greatness really is. And today is the second episode of the GOAT Talk podcast, episode number 2. Hope to see you guys on the 3rd and the 4th and the 1000th episode when I actually, do deliver that. So here we actually talk the talk, and this is the GOAT Talk podcast by Albert Owusu. Hope you guys enjoyed today's session, and yeah, hopefully we actually improve on the sound and quality around everything. But yeah, you guys definitely will stick through with me along the journey of all the mistakes and all the errors that come along with it. So thank you guys for sticking and staying, and it's bye-bye for now. Love to everybody that spent time to listen. Peace.